Our first guest tonight is an Oscar and Emmy-winning actor and director with a giant passion project that earned him an 11-minute standing ovation at Cannes. The first part of his massive mega-western is Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1.
Think about how far these men just came and how long they've been at it over one old injury. I know the man I met was on his way to kill everyone in that house. He might as well have been walking up to get the mail for all it bothered him. Now they had a second loss and they're this much farther out of their way. Can't imagine they'll be any kinder to you this time.
So they'll just kill me then? Right out in front of everyone?
No, they'll probably take you somewhere quiet, won't they?
Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1, opens in theaters June 28th. Please welcome Kevin Costner. I didn't think it was possible for you to be more handsome, and yet here you are with this mustache and the soul patch going on. It really is working for you, and for me, I have to say.
It's got to work 4 times.
The funny thing is like this is, as I mentioned, a 4-part movie. Yeah. And you can't just shoot that quickly. You have to shoot it over a period of years, which means you will have that for years?
No.
No. Oh.
I mean, the weird thing was I had one that I was planning on doing, and no one would do it. I thought I would do it in 2003, and no one would make it. And I thought, you know, I'm going to make 4 more. And then I talked to some professional therapist, and he said, I want to talk about this a little bit, Kevin. The first one, I just want to get it straight. No one wanted that first one. Yeah, that's right. He goes, and you want to make 4 more? I said, yeah. And he said, you know, that's going to be a problem. And I said, not for me. I'm kind of set in my ways. So.
Are you sure this was a therapist and not your accountant that had this conversation with you?
My therapist called my accountant right away.
No way.
To see what was wrong.
I normally wouldn't break my client-patient confidentiality, but in this case, we're going to do this. Because you did really, you invested a lot of your own money, if not all your own money, into this
it's
all
not
these
my,
movies.
But the majority of it is mine, and I keep, you know, I don't fall out of love that easy when I just like something. It's just, I really believe in the movie experience. I feel like there's a movie that I would want to see. I don't feel any different than you. There's this thing that happens in a theater when the lights go out and they come on. You always think when you have they don't have a curtain anymore. But I remember when the curtain just used to open. I miss it. You always thought, wow, something magic could happen. And that's how I feel about movies. And that's how I feel about Horizon. It's a movie I made for myself, and knowing that it would come to these theaters. It wouldn't be my movie anymore. It would be yours.
Well, but you never know, right? And you never know how it's going to be received. And then you get to Cannes, and you stand there, and they show everyone the movie, and they take it in. And do you know that it's going well while it's happening? Do you not have a sense yet?
I really didn't have a sense what was going to happen. They were very still the whole, you know, for most of it. But I kind of interpreted that they were kind of really leaning into it. It's,
right. And then we have what happened during the standing ovation itself, where you were moved to tears. 11-minute standing ovation. First of all, what's going through your head as this is happening?
Well, I actually started walking my life backwards for a second. I kind of went back to the beginning and wondering, you know, how I even ended up at a place like that. We all have these dreams where we want to be, and I've had my own, and I've taken some really big bites out of life, and life has taken some pretty big ones out of me. And but I just, you know, I kind of just keep going. And when they started to clap and they didn't stop, I didn't really know what. And I didn't cry. My eyes were full.
And your eyes were just full? Yeah.
They were full.
Sometimes you can get overhydrated.
They were full.
Yeah. It happens, especially with a mustache.
I checked twice,
that
there's nothing here. But I was moved by what happened in France. I was moved by the biggest film festival in the world.
And you don't typically like the French people, right?
Look at you. Another international incident. Right here.
You brought your kids to the premiere?
Yeah, I wanted them to see me work.
Yeah.
I brought 5 of them and got them tuxedos. Bought them dresses. And
Did you tell them, if this movie doesn't work out, this is the last vacation Daddy's taking you on?
I did. You know, I wanted to know how worried they were that they were going to stick with me and support me. And the minute they got there, my 2 sons went fishing, got a boat, went fishing. My 3 daughters ended up on a boat and said they would see me around 3 or 4 o'clock, me working, and then made a call, and they were drinking drinks at this point. So they cruised in about 8 o'clock at night. I've been working. I said, we came to France to be as a family. And they go, it's working great, Dad.
Yeah.
It's working really. What do we do next? I said, I don't know. We need your tour director to figure that out.
Well, we're going to take a break. Kevin Costner is with us. Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1 is his movie. We'll be right back. We are back. Kevin Costner, the director and star of the 4-part series Horizon and American Saga. Chapter 1 opens in the movie theaters. I didn't even know they got rid of the curtain. And I was just at the movies this weekend. I did not realize they got rid of the curtain. You're right. Why did they get rid of the curtain?
I don't know. That was kind of let you know what was happening.
So when you directed Dances with Wolves, this is your first movie that you directed, right? And first movie right out of the gate, you win Best Picture, you win Best Director. Does that screw with your head in some way? Like I am invincible, there's nothing that I cannot do?
What happened was when I had the success with Dances, I just wanted to keep going. I didn't feel empowered. I thought I just felt like I need to do better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to find other movies. That was a special moment for me. But I never felt like that was the one I was going to live off of. I thought, I need to go forward.
Mm-hmm. And when you were shooting that movie, and you're in charge now, you're the director of the film, do you ever have like that imposter thing, or like, why am I in charge, or I'm nervous, or maybe I feel like I know what I'm doing?
Well, I thought I did on Dances. I mean, I thought, well, the only person that can screw it up is me. But I remember going I was a stage manager right out of college. I was making $3.24 an hour. I was really moving fastly up and I finally, parents it was cool that they were unsure that things were going to happen for me, and finally they did, and then finally I started to direct, and my father, who didn't want me to act, finally, when it started to work, I said, hey, I think I'm going to direct. And he said, look, at this acting thing has been working really, really good. Don't mess this up. And so I remember my first day, I went out and I felt really good about it. I had like 200 people. And something in my life, my parents came to everything, right? I had it really good. They came to every little game. They came to everything. They came to see me direct. I said, you can't do that. I'm going to be around all the guys. You can't come. And my mom said, we're not going to be in the way. And I said, well, Mom, she goes, we have a motorhome, and wherever they tell us to park it, we're going to be there in these lawn chairs, and I'm going to see you walk every day to work, honey. And I would walk, and I would see the guys, and I remember I'd be walking to see everybody here, and then my mom would be high up on the hill, and she'd be going. And I remember, I just go. And they literally, they watched the entire movie.
Wait, they were there the whole time?
The whole time, and then they bought a house there. I told them I don't make sequels, but they said, well, we bought a house.
Just in case.
Just in case.
That is crazy. That's like we had a kid in elementary school whose mom would park at the playground, and she would watch him at recess every day, and we tortured him, of course. You were that boy.
I held him, look.
There's a story about Field of Dreams the scene that was shot at Fenway Park. I want to get to the point in my life where I just mention something that I did and everyone claps spontaneously. But during Field of Dreams...
I think I did it.
Well, no, I know. Like you, I want to get to that point. But when you were at Fenway Park and there were 2 extras in the crowd, and those extras were young Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. And do you remember meeting those guys?
I did remember it. They were sitting in the stands, and like college guys, and they came up and they were both leaned in at the same time, leaned back at the same time, looked at each other at the same time when we talked. And they had these like big enthusiasms. They were on fire. And I do remember them, absolutely.
I texted one of them, the one who's not allowed on the show today. And I asked him what he remembered about it,
Right.
okay? And he said, I remember it well. I literally had an Untouchables poster on my wall, loser. He, being you, came out and hung around with the extras in between setups. I asked him what he was doing, and he said, shooting the and I laughed like a 12-year-old girl. Still the way he laughs. It was a big deal for us because he had the exact career that we wanted. He was very nice to us. Well, that nice kid turned out to be the monster Matt Damon, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
So so now you've shot the first 2 movies, the Horizon movies.
Mm-hmm.
You're shooting 2 more of these movies. You're in the middle of shooting one right now.
Right. I'm leaving here I'll be directing tomorrow.
Your son is in the movie.
Yes.
Did you have to pay him, or is that come?
He didn't have to audition. Listen, I know these parts are so important in people's careers, so I don't just hand them out like candy.
Oh, because I was going to ask if I
but
could
there's
be
a
in it.
moment.
Go on.
There's a moment though where you're away from home, and I do want to trap them. So it was a part that wasn't over big, but it was something I could have him with me. And the character I play is called Hayes Ellison, and I started this thing again in 1988, right? And in 2024, I'm finally making it. But I named my son Hayes. And he was 13 years old, and I thought, I really have to make this movie. And I looked at him, I said, I want you to be in this movie. And if you see it, it's a devastating moment. It's a moment you never want to have to experience. But the choice that he makes also will put a lump in your throat when you see what he does. And movies can be about that. They can. They can be about things we never, ever forget if you get them right.
Well, it's great to see you, and congratulations on this sprawling, epic, your dream come true. Kevin Costner, everybody. Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1 opens June 28th. We'll be back with Pamela Adlon.